The bedroom felt too quiet for a wedding night. You sat on the edge of the bed in your white wedding gown, fingers twisting nervously around the hem. The soft glow of the fairy lights reflected in the mirror beside you, but your heart wasn't glowing. The door creaked. Jungkook stepped in, dressed in a white shirt and black pants, but already loosening the collar like he couldn't wait to shed everything. Tied to this day, his face was blank, no smile, no warmth, just distance. He didn't even glance at you. Instead, he walked towards the closet and pulled out a towel, a black t-shirt and grey track pants. His voice came before his eyes met yours. Don't expect anything from this marriage, Ryan. Your breath caught. He turned towards you, toned calm but sharp like glance. I told you before the wedding I didn't want this. I asked you to cancel it. You didn't listen to me. You swallowed trying to speak, but no words came. So don't expect love or friendship. We are just two strangers living under the same roof now, that's all. And with that, he turned and walked into the bathrooms, shutting the door behind him like he was sealing away everything you ever hoped for. You blinked, your lashes heavy with tears that hadn't yet fallen. You told yourself you would be prepared. You thought his anger might fade with time, but the hatred in his eyes tonight felt final. Your heart ached not because of his words, but because deep down you had always loved him, ever since college. The shy laughs you shared, the way your hands would brush on the same textbook, the secret glances during campus events, all of it was real for you, but not for him. He had always loved Emily, beautiful, bold, ambitious Emily, your classmate, and she had loved him too, until she chose her dreams instead. You are a distraction, Jungkook, she told him once, leaving behind nothing but heartbreak. You never tried to replace her, you never even told him how you felt. But your family's longtime friends saw an opportunity to bring peace back into his life. They thought you could heal him. You thought maybe they were right. Until the day he came to you before the engagement. Call this of wine, he begged, quiet and desperate. I will never be able to love you. I can't fake it. But you couldn't walk away. Maybe it was hope, maybe it was foolish love, maybe it was knowing that this was the only chance you would ever get to stand beside him. Now here you are on your wedding night watching him make a bed on the couch like you were a stranger, not his wife. He stepped out of the bathroom, hair damp, skin fresh, but eyes still cold. He placed the pillow on the couch, pulled the blanket over himself, and turned his back to you. I'm sleepy, don't disturb me, Ryan. You opened your mouth to speak, to say something, anything, but the lump in your throat wouldn't let you. So instead, you stood up silently and walked into the bathroom. The wedding dress slid off your shoulders like the weight of a dream ending. You turned on the shower and stepped into the water, still and silent. The warm stream poured over you as your tears blended into it, undetachable but real. You knew he didn't love you. You knew he was hurting, but you didn't know his anger would feel like this, like daggers every time he looked at you. Still, you whispered to yourself as the water ran, I will endure this, even if he never sees me. The morning light filtered through the sheer curtains, casting a calm glow over the room, too calm for the storm sitting in your chest. You sat up slowly, still in disbelief. The untouched pillow on the couch confirmed it hadn't been a dream. The man you had admired for years, now your husband, didn't even look at you like you were a person. You changed quietly into a soft cream-colored frock dress, knee-length with delicate sleeves, the kind of dress you used to wear to campus festivals, the kind Jungkook casually complimented. But when you stepped out, he didn't notice, or maybe he did and just didn't care. He stood in front of the mirror, dressed in a black sweatshirt and cargo pants, fixing his hair casually with one hand while checking his phone with the other. Not cold, not angry, just indifferent. And then he said flatly, "My parents and the guests are leaving after breakfast. Once they are gone, we don't have to keep acting." You nodded slightly, fingers tightening around your sleeves. Downstairs, the house was filled with cheerful voices. Jungkook's mom placed homemade rice cakes into paper boxes. Your mom smiled at you warmly, complimenting your glow, not knowing the truth behind it. Everyone still thought this marriage was a fairy tale. Jungkook stood beside you when needed, answered politely when relatives asked about your first night, and even smiled vaguely in a few photos, but his hand never touched yours, not even once. He walked a step ahead, always just a little too far. His mother whispered to you before leaving, "Give him time, Wine, he will understand what a treasure you are." You smiled for her, but deep down you weren't sure he ever would. By noon, all the guests had left. Silence fell over the house like a cold blanket. Jungkook walked upstairs, carrying a folded blanket and a clean towel in his hand. He followed, unsure what to say. He entered the bedroom, opened the closet, and pulled out his essentials: a small stack of clothes, a charger, a notebook, his column. He packed them neatly into a backpack. He stood at the doorway watching until you finally asked gently, "Are you really moving to the other room?" He zipped the bag, didn't even pause. "Yes." You took a small steps forward, your voice low. "I know you didn't want this marriage, but I'm not your enemy, Jungkook." He looked up, eyes sharp but voice controlled. "No, you're not, but you're also not someone I chose. That's the truth." And the truth hurt more than yelling ever could. He walked past you without another word. An hour later, the guest bedroom door shut softly down the hallway. And you sat on the edge of the bed, still in that cream frock dress, hugging a pillow to your chest in a room filled with wedding gifts, Polaroids, and zero warmth. You whispered to yourself in the stillness, "I didn't want it to be like this either," but the person who needed to hear it had already closed the door on you. 3 months had passed since that cold wedding night. At first, Jungkook was like a ghost in your life. He never yelled, never insulted you, but his silence was enough to shatter your spirit piece by piece. He didn't treat you like a wife, not even a friend, just someone who happened to share the same house. You never complained though, because deep inside you always knew this marriage wasn't meant to last, and you would already made your decision. You would part ways after 6 months, not because you stopped loving him, but because you loved him too much to keep him in a marriage that made him miserable. I didn't know about your decision yet, but it gave you peace knowing you would eventually free him from something he never wanted to. Then 2 weeks ago something changed. He started knocking before entering a room, started asking if you had eaten, started telling you, "Let me know when you get home. It's late out." Not like a husband, not like someone in love, but like someone who suddenly remembered you were human. Confused you, and that confusion hurt more than his silence ever did. And the small flicker of hope in your chest dimmed again. Next morning, you wore a soft mint green blouse tucked into a baggy pleated skirt, your long hair falling naturally around your shoulders. You didn't want to stand out, but you didn't want to disappear either. Jungkook came out of his room in a white linen shirt and baggy slacks, his collar faint but familiar. "You're looking beautiful." You were surprised to hear him complimenting you. Your heart felt happy, and you didn't know until now it would be this good to hear. Thank you, Jungkook, and you look handsome, you said, smiling, while he just nodded, hiding his smile. Then you both went near the car. He just opened the car door, and you both get in, and he starts the car. The ride was quiet, not cold, not warm, just cautious. You stayed at the window, fingers visiting in your lap. Will Emily come? You weren't sure if you were nervous to see her or terrified to see him smile at her. Thereafter, you both reached the campus. You both got out of the car. The campus looked exactly the same. Sunlight flooding the open corridors, laughter echoing near the garden, old memories woven into every brick. You walked beside Jungkook, both of you smiling politely, as old classmates greeted you. You both got married. Seriously? Didn't see that coming. Remember those debates? Oh my god, Jungkook and Emily used to fight like crazy and still date right after. Classic enemies to lovers energy. Someone laughed. The group chuckled. You and Jungkook exchanged a sharp glance. His jaw stiffened. Your smile faded, and then came the voice that broke the tension. Okay, shut up, Jimin said, cutting in with a teasing glare. Stop living in that time. They are married now. Don't embarrass yourselves. He walked towards her with two soft drinks in hand and gave one to Jungkook. Cheers, married people. Try to survive this chaos. You let out a small laugh, thankful for the interruption. But deep inside, one question lingered. What happens if Emily really shows up? Emily's here. The words bounced around the classroom like a spark. You turned your head slowly, the door opened, and there she was, Emily, your classmate, his ex. She looked the same, cheerful, confident, beautiful. Everyone smiled when they saw her. People got up to hug her. Her laughter filled the room like it always did back in college. You lowered your eyes. You had always been the quiet girl, not the cheerful one, not the fun one, not the girl people remembered with a smile, not the girl Jungkook loved. You looked at Jungkook beside you, and your heart broke a little. His eyes had lit up. His expression changed the moment she stepped in. His face brightened. You had never seen him smile like that, not once in the past 3 months, not even on your wedding day. Emily walked towards your table. She stopped in front of you both and smiled. Can I sit here? My old spot? You froze. This was their spot in college where they used to sit together, laugh, whisper. You nodded quickly and moved one seat away. Jungkook got up too, and without a word, he sat in her usual place, leaving himself between you and Emily. Emily sat down beside him and gave you both a warm smile. Congratulations on the wedding, she said. You nodded and forced a smile. Thank you. She looked at Jungkook Ness. Hi, but he didn't say anything. He just stared ahead. That silence spoke louder than words. You felt something twist in your chest. A second later, you looked at your phone screen. It didn't ring, no message. Still, you stood up and said quietly, I need to take this call. You walked out of the room, holding your phone like a shield. You passed a few classrooms and stopped near the old stairwell. You leaned against the wall, clutching your phone tightly. Tears started falling slowly. You whispered to yourself, voice breaking. She came back, now he will be happy. You thought no one would hear, but a voice from behind said, What about you? You turned quickly, and it was Jimin. His eyes were soft, full of concern. Jimin, you whispered. He stepped closer. Aren't you happy, Ryan? You shook your head, trying to smile. I didn't know. But you married Jungkook. You loved him your whole college life. Why are you crying now? You looked down because I married him with love, but he didn't love me back. Jimin's smile faded. He looked serious now. He still loves Emily? You nodded. Yes, I saw it in his eyes today, the moment she walked in. He stayed silent and then you told him everything. Jungkook doesn't know this, but his family's company was collapsing. My dad agreed to help, but only if I married Jungkook. His parents were scared. They begged me not to back out, said they would lose everything, said they couldn't live with the shame. Jimin stared at you stunned. So you married him for them? You nodded. Yes, not because I had to, but because I wanted to save him, even if he never knew. Jimin's voice was quiet. Then why didn't you tell him? You smiled softly. Because I don't want him to love me out of guilt. I want him to love me because he wants to. If not, then it's okay. I'll leave after 3 months. That was always the plan. Jimin didn't speak. His jaw clenched. His face balled. Just then you saw Emily walking down the hallway towards the bathroom. Your eyes followed her and then you walked. Emily stood near the mirror, fixing her hair. She turned when she saw you. Hey, she smiled. Everything is okay. You gave a small nod. How is married life? She asked gently. Is it good? You looked at her, then looked away. No, it's not good. Emily looked surprised. Oh, I'm sorry, you paused. Then said softly, Emily, only you can make it right. What do you mean? You took a deep breath. Please, marry him. Emily stared at you wide-eyed. What? You have your career now, right? You are successful. You said Jungkook was a distraction, but do you still love him? She didn't answer at first. Then slowly, yes I do, you nodded, then marry him. I will leave. I will divorce him after 3 months. I'll move out right away. Emily looked shocked. But what if Jungkook doesn't agree? Your smile weakened. He will. He still loves you. Just say sorry. He will accept you again. You turned to leave, but before walking out, you stopped. Please take care of him. And then you left. You stood near the gate trying to book a cab. The wind blew gently against your face. Tears kept falling. You couldn't watch him with someone else. You just couldn't. Then suddenly, you heard something. Stay with me. Don't go. You froze. It was coming from the old school speaker system. Your favorite idol, Tong's voice. Your favorite song. You looked up at the building. Your heart raced and you ran inside the building. You burst into the room, breathless, and stopped. Jungkook was standing at the mic. Your classmates were there. Jimin, Hoseok, even Emily. They were smiling at you. Jungkook lowered the mic. He walked towards you slowly. Thank you for watching.